everyone, it's Desert Rose. This is going to be more of an informal video. Um, I'm just showing you guys some tear bags that I made, some combinations that I had it with the cording and the cloth and the thread. Um, and it's more informal because you might hear my husband occasionally talk to me because I just made a review or comparison of the Fairy Forest Oracle with the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle. And before that, I did a video saying or showing some decks that I've been working with or that I'm concentrating on right now. Before I show you the cloths that I have, I also did get a tree that sits perfectly on my nightstand. So this is my tree, and there was a big sale. There was 75% off and then a 60% off. I think that was included for Memorial Day weekend. So I got this one, and I also got a little fox, but that's on the Morgan's altar. So my nightstand is pretty pagan, and I even have this that I got that I showed in a couple videos ago, and now it holds some crystals. I do have my herbs in my witchy room. It's sitting in a specific spot, so these are where some of my working crystals are, and they have some medicine bundles that I keep with me. And some crystals are also with Morgan too. And I also have a Morgan plaque right here that I'm not going to take down. And Celtic mythology. Or astrology. I might show a short video about my nightstand because it's primitive, but it's very me. So I don't have my lid on right now, but here's some of the thread, and I have my tomato. I think it's a tomato because this looks like a strawberry. They came in different colors for this, but I wanted the classic one. So I was thinking about making this in with the decks that I'm using, but I felt like it would have been a long video. But I was also thinking about it because I showed the decks in the bags that they were in. So I might go into this pretty quickly, but I tend to be talkative. So I'm super happy the way that this turned out. I love this cloth, so I actually went back to get more. So I used, again, as I mentioned in the other tear bag video, that I wanted to put or make the bags to complement the energy of the deck. So this has my Dreams of Gaia, if you didn't see my other video, and it works so well with this one. So I would say that it was kind of like dead energy, or it wasn't really getting that much energy with the bag that I had with it before, because I just put it in something at the time before I went out to get some cloth. So it was just in a black bag, and now I feel like it's more, it really shines in it. So the pink that I used, I would say has some, it's more of a paler pink, and there is a bit of a yellow undertone to it. So it could be more of a salmon, but more on the pink side of salmon. And then I use white cording for this. So some of my cords are really messed up, but this is the white cording that I've been using. And this fits so well with this bag. So I have said this story in my comparing video for the fairy oracles. So this, it has the wild wisdom of the fairy oracles. If you could see that, that's just hair dye because I was leaning on it after I dyed my hair. But on the wall, so this is more of a lighter lavender color. And the same day that I got this deck, right before we went to the supermarket, I got the deck in the mail, and then when we got to the supermarket, lavender roses were there, and I've never seen them before there, so I feel like they were a gift from the Fae. So for this one, I used white string, white and white cord, white string and white cord. So I have a bigger one of these because it's one of those colors that I feel like I'll use quite a lot. So if you could see that this bag matches the backings. Not in this lighting. This might be more brighter, but on my phone lighting it matches very well. So it depends, but it's not perfect, but it's close to the same. And then I was really excited about this. Well, just to get the fairy oracles together, I used the same cloth as I put the fairy oracles by Brian Froud in here. So this one's the fairies oracle, and this is the the fairy forest oracle. The other one was the wild wisdom. So it kind of felt like an old English type of European styled cloth. And I honestly didn't know. I was so drawn to it. I kept going back to it, and then I finally got it because I'm like, I'm going to use it for something. So this is actually my favorite out of the cloths because it made it so much easier with the design of lining it up, because I did do these by hand. So it did take a little bit. And I was seeing it, measuring it by like my eyes or the straightness of it. So for the thread I used, it's more of a deep forest green. If you could see that. I'm going to move this container so I don't want it that close to my microphone. I hope it wasn't like too loud. So I was really happy with the way that this turned out. This holds the Animalized Tarot deck, and I changed the backings. So this was funny because I actually had to redo this one. Before I go into this one, I did white cording for this. A lot of them I used white cording. I was actually kind of surprised, but this is white cording but a different thread. So I'll show you. It's so pretty. I'll show you the actual cloth. So it did involve some cutting because there's the bigger pieces. Because I know I have a bigger piece of it. So I did cut around to see which wolf I wanted, or wolves I wanted, because the first time I did this, I got everything but like the actual wolf. So my husband and I called it the scenic bag because I missed all the wolves. He was like, if you're going to be doing it, you might as well just cut the ones that you like just to make it the best that you can make it. And I'm like, true. So I did, and I chose, again, this wolf and these wolves because I like the howling one. There's an eagle here, but you can't really see it. So for the thread, I used, it's like an Arctic box type of blue. It's coming up more bold on camera or on my laptop, but it's about that color above my head. So I thought that this was gorgeous. Well, this is gorgeous. It's one that I worked hard on, so I'm happy the way that it turned out. I'm, of course, going to use that wolf cloth for the wolf pack tarot, which I acquired today. So, for the Beautiful Creatures tarot, I'm going to use, this was under Asian cloths, I believe. So these are Asian butterflies, and I didn't know that there was a category for that. But I was looking for a butterfly one that was different from this one. But the ones that I was seeing, they didn't really catch my eye, but then my husband pointed out this one, and I'm like, that's going to look really nice. So I'm going to use this one for, again, the Beautiful Creatures, and I'm also going to use it for my Tarot of the Hidden Realm. My fairy decks really love purple, but I connect really well with purple and green. I would say more purple with decks, but complementing with the green color. So I think I showed the ones that, or just like an update, but let me just see. I have the bag here, and I'll probably, you know what, I'll post this one first because then I'll do the tarot decks that I'm using, and then I'll do my deck comparison. So I fell in love with this one. It's very unique, and it's cool the decks that want to be used in this one. So you could see it's a black bear. It's very unusual. I've never seen one like this one. So maybe if I was in a different part of the world, the States, where this is more common, but the ones that want to be used in this are my Daughters of the Moon. I'm going to do it with my carrying one, the one that I carry in my bag, and the Star That Never Walks Around tarot, which I actually have to do a review on, but I'm backed up. So I'm going to get to it, I promise. But those are both my round decks, my only round decks. So it's amazing how they want the maternal one as their cloth. So this one that I use for the So Below deck, I'm planning on using with my Ludi Lescott tarot, which has been seeping its way through. I'm hoping it's going to be in, it'll be one of the decks that I'll be using soon because I do love that deck. I love the dark feminine energy that I get from it and the sexuality of it. So I did this one with the brown string. I don't know if it's probably because it's not really in season yet, so I'm not using it right now. This was for a shorter deck. You can see that. But this is going with my Cat's Tarot. I got the mini one today in the mail, and it's super cute. It's behind the laptop. I didn't realize how small it was. Like, I knew it was small, but it's very tiny. But I feel like it suits the deck. I don't think I'll be closing it again because I keep getting it stuck. So, look how tiny it is. It's my first actual mini deck. Because I've had, decks in a tin, but I've never had it this small before. So if you could see, I need to do a comparison of some sort. So that's super small. But I wanted one that I can carry around. In the future, I might get the larger copy, but since this was so cheap, I just got it because I finally connected to the imagery. For the longest time, I just didn't connect to it, and recently I'm like, I connected to it. I was so happy that I did. So it's so quaint. And I really feel like this type of artwork matches very well with this bag or cloth. And I also have the Mystical Cat's Tarot too, which they're coming out with a Dog's Tarot for Llewellyn. It's coming out in September. If I do like a pre-order around that time and then I get the deck, I heard that for some decks they become thinner cardstock. So I think similar to the Mystical Cat's Tarot, it used to be thicker cardstock, where some type of Llewellyn deck would be thicker and then they would thin it out. So that's disappointing because I thought it was a little thin for my taste. But I didn't use this one yet, this orange one. So I think that's it. I have a lot of this one that I might put with the deck. So it's exciting. It's a little daunting though because I'm doing them by hand, so they take a while to do. So I'm still considering using my husband's grandpa's sewing machine if he lets me, but I'm not sure because I might be too lazy to make the effort to do that. So I'll just do it on my own. But I'm so amazed by these cards. They're so accurate and they're critical. This is the Wolfpack Tarot. I haven't seen these a lot lately. I think it's because of the type of its landscape, and then its own system. It's more of a, it gives more of a fortune telling type of energy, but I'll get into it in another video. So thank you guys so much for watching. That was elongated more than it needed to be. So I hope to see you guys in another video.